My name is Ronnie Cruz, and this is Path of the Network Marketer.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about doing it scared. That's right, doing it scared. Now, this particular episode of the podcast is being released on February 27th. And I bring that up because it's significant in that it's the same day that I am launching my very first masterclass. That's right, the Influencer Masterclass, February 27th through March 1st. So if you're listening to this episode, that class is either started or it's the first day session is already done. Either way, it's really a monumental, well, it's a big turning point in my career. Let's just put it that way. I am moving into we're uncharted territory for me. The whole digital course world, digital education, doing master classes, and because of that, there's a level of fear. I mean, to put it plainly, right? There's definitely a level of hesitation. There's the lingering self-doubt. Even at this point, I haven't experienced this level of imposter syndrome in quite a long time, to be frank. I'm well settled into my own expertise and my own abilities. I've been a network marketer for 17 years. I've spoken on countless platforms. I've done trainings. I do videos. I do this podcast. So like different versions of the masterclass and moving into that, I'm very comfortable with. But the fact that it's so new to me, especially online marketing and talking about being an influencer and a content creator, that stuff I've really only studied. I've studied it intensively, but I've only studied for the last 12 months, so it's not settled into my bones yet like the other parts of my skill set and ability. And because of that, again, there's still a high level of fear. There's still a high level of anxiousness. There's still a level of imposter syndrome. Like, who am I to think that I can teach what it looks like to be an influencer? Who am I to think that I can teach content creation after only having, studied it for 12 months? Who am I to think that I can be a personal coach and a peak performance mentor and coach? Excuse me. When there's so many other people in this space that have so much more experience. I listen to some of the top performers and top coaches in the world, and so it's like, oh man, I feel really, really out of my league now that stepping into that frontier, into that zone is a reality, right? Like, I'm on the cusp of making massive moves in my career. So yeah. Despite my experience, despite my, my expertise, despite my, my confidence, the confidence in my abilities, there's still fear. You know what I mean? There's still fear. It doesn't matter. It just shows up. And even honestly, even in the things that I'm comfortable with, like with network marketing, for example, if I'm at a big event or if I'm doing a big training, even on Zoom, right? There's still a level of, jitters and nervousness, and it never goes away. It's just that you get accustomed to it and the process. I think people, until we're comfortable with that, uncomfortable with that experience. Sorry, let me backtrack. Until we're comfortable with that experience, what can end up happening is we talk ourselves out of doing a thing because of that fear, because of the doubts, because of the imposter syndrome. And I'm going to tell you right now, it never goes away. And that's the thing. You can actually still achieve the things that you want to achieve while feeling this way, because it's just a feeling, right? It's just a fear. What's the acronym? False evidence appearing real. I'm not sure. I can't attribute who said that first. But it really is. It's not a reality. The things that you're afraid of, and the imposter syndrome, all of that exists in your head. And so you just have to learn to do it regardless, right? Do it scared. That's the whole title of this episode. As I mentioned, if you're listening to this, I've either started the masterclass or I'm just about to start the masterclass, and I'm probably freaking out at some point because I have 2 more days or 3 more days of doing the masterclass. But I do it anyways. Because I know I really have learned over the years in my career to lean into that fear, because I know that's not only where the growth is, but that's the only way I can get to the outcomes that I'm trying to create in my life. And with this particular example, I'm trying to create new outcomes. I'm trying to move into and expand my career into new territories, right? So whatever it is that's been holding you back, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, whatever new outcomes and new goals that you've set for yourself, and especially in your business, understand that you're going to experience fear. You're going to experience imposter syndrome. And what I want you to do is take a deep breath. I've been saying that a lot lately because mostly I've been talking to myself. But take a deep breath and remind yourself it's not real, and just lean into the fear, lean into the doubts, and lean into all of that, lean into that discomfort, and know that on the other side of it is the results and the outcomes that you're trying to achieve. And through the course of that, when you lean into it, that's when the growth really happens, right? That's when the growth really happens. So that's my message for you today. Hopefully, it inspires you to just lean into the thing that you've been scared to do, and really that's what's been holding you back, is the fear. Right now, if you haven't registered for the masterclass, I want to let you know there's still time. There's still time, even though that this episode is releasing the same day as the masterclass. There's 2 more days, and of course, you can always access the replay. But you can only access the replay if you've registered, right? So it's ronniecruz.com/masterclass to register. I'll leave the link in the show notes of this particular episode. February 27th through March 1st, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, if you can't make those days or times, register anyway so you get access to the limited replay. Well, it's not limited replay, it's a full replay, but it's only going to be available for a limited time. So whatever day you're listening to this on, if it's not, let's see, March 1, 2, 3, 4. March 4th is when I'm going to take the replay down. So if you're hearing this episode before March 4th, you'll be able to access the replay. So make sure you register so you can get access to that. Now, for those of you on YouTube, the video version of this does come out a week later. So if you're hearing this for the first time, if you're hearing about my masterclass for the first time, I apologize. It's too late. The replay has been taken down. It will be made available again sometime in the future, and I will announce that. But for those of you who are my YouTube viewers, I do want to let you know I understand that it can be it just kind of happened that the YouTube video version of the podcast was, just started being released a week later. I'm going to change that. Because I want you all to be as up to date as everybody else on my other platforms. So starting at starting at episode 200, we will be playing current episodes of the show. So the episodes will be uploaded and released at the same time as the podcast version. So you all will be up to date starting on episode 200, and so that what that'll mean is that it'll jump from 193, I think is the correct math, or somewhere around there. It'll jump to 200, but I'll also upload the subsequent in-between videos as well. But from 200 on, you'll be able to access the episode in real time and the content in real time. I apologize, it's been that way. Again, there wasn't any real purpose. It just ended up that way, and I thought, okay, that's a good way to drive more people to the actual podcast. But I realize and recognize that not everybody likes to listen to podcasts and prefer the video, and so I don't want to necessarily punish you for having a preference, right? So you'll be happy to learn that the video versions of the show will be current and real time starting on episode 200. So we're not far away. So don't worry, we're not far away. All right, so that's going to do it. I got to run. Thanks for tuning in today. More from me tomorrow. So until then, be well, be safe. See you in the next episode.